Yeah, Tumza. I see, man, you fresh and kicking after a long time being out of your job. Saying, I remember when I met you first time, you said, no, see, I'm taking a break from everything.
Yeah.
Because I'm not feeling well.
Yeah, I was not.
But people don't understand. Some don't understand. But I understand.
Yeah, no.
But we were talking about something like depression.
Yeah, no, that was the case at the time. It was a very unstable period of my life, and I think for me to be able to be a good individual to the rest of the community, to be a good father, and also to make sure that I am able to become even a better partner to whomever that I might be able to pursue the journey of life with. I needed to pause for a minute, and with me pausing, I needed to reflect, do a lot of introspection, be able to be in control, because depression, what it does to you is that you lose control. You can't control your emotions, you can't control the voices that you hear, you can't sleep at some time, and that is a recipe for disaster, because immediately when you engage in those things, you are going to need a silencer. So a silencer can be anything.
On which stage that you noticed, but now I have depression now?
It was one morning when I woke up. To be honest, one morning I woke up, I was going to work. And with me going to work, I packed everything. I took a bath. I remember well that morning. I took a bath. And after taking a bath, I put on my clothes, prepared for work, packed my equipment, and then just after doing all of that, and I was about to step out of my flat or apartment, whatever they are called, and I just got a very huge migraine, and there's something that said to me, you can't do this, you can't force. And I was like, I sat down then at that point, unpacked my equipment, wrote an email to work, that I would like to terminate my services with immediate effect. And that's on
just like that.
Yeah, just like that. And I'm telling you, when you're in that stage, you won't even think twice, because I knew if I went to work, I work in a service industry, where I service people, regardless of how my job is prescribed, but I work with people. But with me working with people, there is a service level that you must reach, and I understand that purely. And I have worked very hard over the years to make sure that my reputation within the industry that I professionally, occupy, then I'm very good. You can Google me, guys. You can Google my name and my surname, you'll find me. But yes.
Now you feel like everything is on your shoulders. You're hearing these voices. Then who said it's depression?
To
you.
To me. I didn't know whether it was depression.
You went out to seek for help.
Yeah, I did at some point, but it took a while, because I used to live from the voices, from that noise, all of those things. And the only thing that was good to just make sure that I drown the voices, would have engaged in alcohol, trying to see if I can just knock myself out and then sleep, these are the kind of things that people go through, and we don't talk about them. We are always smiling, we're always bubbly, you're always this person who is...
Did anyone notice you on your surroundings, or people who are close to you?
No, they did, because I think I became very vocal about it, because I knew if I kept quiet, maybe today you would be commemorating something that was not supposed to be commemorated at that particular time. Because you would sit alone and you make a decision. The same way I would have taken that decision to say, I'm terminating my services with immediate effect. I can terminate the life contract and decide that let me move, because I feel if I'm not here, You know, I won't hear anything. I don't have to deal with anything.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
let me
yeah.
move with life. You know, and with moving with life, I have people that are around me who are dependent on me. I have a son. I have family. I have siblings. I have, you know, all these people who have maybe would have drawn strength from me. So immediately, if I drop the ball or try to do anything that might make me not even to be existent, then I might be creating a deficit. Because we are here to fill a puzzle, all of us. So sometimes when you leave without even fulfilling your purpose because of a particular obstacle that you faced, then it kind of creates a very, very unprecedented, you know, outcome at the end. But yeah.
Now you have a family. You have all these people around you.
Yeah.
You have responsibilities. You have bills to pay.
Absolutely.
Now you decide to say, no, I stop this.
Yeah. After getting, I went through help. I got counseling at some point. You know, there was, you know, psychological work that I needed to put in. Because you can go to counseling and talk about it, but if you are not, you are talking about it and still doing the same thing, or they still maintaining the same routine of how you are doing things in a day, then those sessions are very futile. So I went through that. I even went for what we call Dynetics. It's some kind of, you know, memory access. A technique. Most of the time it's used by you know, the Church of Scientology. They would know how to access that particular, you know, terrain and whatsoever. I engaged in that just to make sure that I go back and revisit some things that I thought, or some things that I didn't know were issues to me. Because you might feel because an incident happened now, and that incident might be just a trigger, but the problem has always been there, where you were not talking because all the time you listened. So what was happening to you, you always consume, you always take in what other people are going through. You always want to be the help. You always want to be the hero. But what about you? So when the body takes a decision that it's time for you to listen to what I'm saying, it will shut down, and when it comes back and reignites, it will say, go and fix. So that is what happened, and I'm glad about the experience. It took a year or so, if you remember. So it took a year, and at some point, you know, it was tiring, because I was not used to being at home, and the platform was there. I could engage, you know, I could, do what I love. I could talk about music, you know, I could, you know, engage in topics and all of those. So the platform also was a step or a healing process that helped me to be able to be where I am now. But now we are up and running. We are doing great things. We are doing great things. We are there. So I'm absolutely excited about the future, with me knowing that I'm
So what are last question? What are symptoms that we can look at someone and say this one is depressed?
Most of the time you have to look at the social interaction firstly, because it's going to affect the way you socialize. I didn't want to be around people at all. I remember I went to several choir rehearsals trying to say, let me go to and do music and whatsoever. I would last at the rehearsal, maybe the first rehearsal, and be there. And just days before the convocation, I would just leave and say, I will attend the convocation, because I don't want to be in the crowd. I don't want to engage in anything. I avoided seeing things maybe on the media, or even by communicating with people that would remind me of the situation where I was at that point. So I would just try to refrain from communicating with certain people. I changed numbers. I think 7 times. Yeah, 7 times or so, because I would, memory loss would even engage. I would forget that. You see, now we are we are doing this segment, and then I would forget this phone, and then not even remember that I forgot it. Where, how? Up until somebody says, "Hey, you forgot your phone," after 2 days or so, or something. So that's, and the phone was never even something that I wanted next to me at some point, because I was like, I don't need this thing. Somebody's going to call me and tell me some other things that I do not want to know about, but at the end of the day, it assisted somehow, that particular isolation, because I didn't focus on media and all of those things. I was necessarily focusing on my feelings, which was something that has never happened, and has never been part of the way that I do things, because I would have been someone, if I'm with you, I would just want to, okay, see, how do we make this thing better? That's how I've always engaged with people, even in the past. I think all my past conductors and people who have been around me would know that I am that person. I see a deficit, I want to fill it in. I would always want to, make sure that I play a role. Maybe it was a way of, as I went on through the journey of depression, then I understood, you are suffering from gratification. You want to be accepted, or you want to fill in this void, this particular thing. And then at the end, it was not working out, because you pour your cup out to other people, and they cannot do the same for you when you need them. So even now, maybe on this segment, just to make it clear to other people, it's not like I've moved away, or I'm no longer interested in communicating. It's just that I feel I've given too much, and I have gotten zero to absolutely nothing back. I know, the Bible will go to say that you must give and not expect, but at the end of the day, we are humans.
Exactly.
We deal with profit. I think now it's the time for self-care, self-love, and I encourage all others who are there going through this difficult thing. It's not easy to go through depression. Because it's not a disease where you can say, I am coffee. You can take as much medication as you want on depression, but as long as the issue is not resolved with regards to you accepting and then making changes in your life, you are still going to drink, man. You are still going to engage in drinking. You will drink rescue.
Even it's easy to go to drugs.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a 10-second thing to say, let me go and smoke something, because I think it's going to just shift my mind away.
Thank you to me, back, man. This is Grand Piano. True to see ya. Today I'm with my co-host. To me, we're going to digest a lot of things. Let's talk about music, to me. Before we go into music, I just met a comment or something on social media from the guy called Bongingos, Eastern Cape. He's saying Dinesquele has, in fact, let me read it. In fact, ndikuqukile, so dinekile.
Yes.
Yabo. Kwakhala nyonini kwi-choral yasephondweni. Kune-organization ezimbini ephondweni zomculo, and there is one that is active, there is one engekho active. Yabo, kanti what went wrong nge-choral ephondweni. Yabo. So that is the question of the guy. Ephondweni choral ihlile. And on my side, I noticed it ezikolweni. Ezikolweni there were schools like Molly Blackburn, Gwakomani, Bulelani. They were good. They come to finals, but Molly Blackburn is a title away.
Or they're going to do something. He's raising a very good observation. In as much as I see projects rising, and I think people are trying to do things on a national scale or a international scale. But we still suffer. The same thing that I've been saying last year, we still suffer with internal cohesion. It does not exist. And its inexistence, it's making the groundwork, meaning that the development, what we should be doing as organizations, to suffer. For example, if we talk about musical competitions or musical events that happen, we always see the same names, the same choirs, and it means that we are not growing. We are always on this particular scale. And then we saying to ourselves, we are doing good. We should invest more. Well, you're investing in what?
In what? Yeah.
Exactly, because you are not building anything that is necessarily sustainable. He's talking about music, Epondweni, which is the Eastern Cape. Those who do not know the reference of Epondweni. It's Eastern Cape.
Yes.
At least it's declining. That's my comment. At least the musical, events and activities that used to happen, or the arts and culture activities that used to happen, are declining. Other provinces, even the central province, with the most investor, circle, or the most, resources, there is nothing happening. What is happening in Gauteng, except for TCMA? Let's talk about it.
Nothing is quiet. Gauteng is quiet.
It's quiet.
It's only those. There's a lot of groups that are doing events.
Events on their own.
Those classical groups.
Yes. You get Quava. You get you get UJ. Sometimes it does concerts. You get like these intimate things that are done, but there is nothing that speaks to development. So for me, I think with regards to him raising that caution, I'm repeating this statement again. I think we should go to KZN and find out again, because last year I said we should go to KZN and find out how do they approach SASK, because there's something they are doing right. There's something they are doing right. And if you look at the musical or arts and culture participation and the events that come out of KZN what we are doing all around, it seems like we're at crèche. And KZN is at university like trying to get a PhD in this thing of making sure that there's development. Yes. How many choirs are coming out of KZN as new choirs? Gone are the days where we used to hear that choirs in the KZN, we have SA singers, we have African chorus, you have Devon Serenade. You can talk about other choirs now. There's other choirs that are emerging from those competitions. How many composers are now coming out of that particular province alone? In Gauteng, yes, fine, we might talk of certain people.
So it's not only Eastern Cape, according to you?
Yeah, it's not only Eastern Cape. It's all the other eight
provinces.
All the other 8 provinces are suffering from no activity syndrome. That is what is happening.
Okay.
They might kill me, but it's
there's a guy there that I want us to call Uzuku from Eastern Cape.
Azuko might have the map or at least the view
on what is happening in Eastern Cape.
Yes.
Yeah. Msukwana. Grand. Sharp, man. No, live podcast, man. Dinoto me apa man funding. Sis Dinoto me Tumelo. Tumelo Coops.
What's up, Zuko? Sharp.
We are talking about Eastern Cape Manzuko and decline yakona. Utumi now unvezele nyinto, but no, it's not Eastern Cape only. It's only 8 provinces. Ifile only 1 province active. KZN.
Yes.
I don't know what is your take on that one.
kakhulu. And even if let's start at looking at the school level. I think before Tiro the standard was really good, and you would find out most schools were participating. And that intensity here is related to the choirs, the local choirs, because people would sing at school and then later be recruited by the very same choirs.
Yes.
So ukale kwadropa isikolo, and then I think that on its own had an impact recruitment of choirs.
Yeah.
Because because singers eziningi available. And then choirs started to shrink. You would find out maybe I would make an example, maybe in Eastern Cape there are two strong choirs from Umtata region, and then there are two choirs from East London, PE, Queenstown, but those numbers started to drop.
Yeah.
You'd find out it's only one choir. It's no longer competitive. You're only getting maybe one choir that is going to national almost every year. So I think Ikale for me is goal, and then choir started to struggle, and then Zapela.
Yeah.
So I agree with Ukut. It's not only Eastern Cape, it's actually national. I don't know if should I continue.
Yeah, you can continue, Zugu.
Yeah, and another thing now, when you look at, well, I didn't want to dwell too much on 11 years goal.
Yeah.
Since we were talking about the choirs.
Yes.
Another thing, lack of sponsors. Because if you look at that time, choral, it be standard, very high, and the choirs very needs. There was your NCF.
Yes.
Who they had it backing. I mean, I don't know how many decades, but they were running for so long.
Yeah.
There was Telcom at some point. Then Old Mutual have been there. So I think the issue of the sponsorship is killing the choral.
Yes.
Because people want events. We still have administrators, they are there. We still have singers. Singers are still around. We still have conductors. Something can be done.
Yeah.
People want to sing. People want to watch, want to listen to choral. They want to attend competitions. So the appetite is there, but I think the lack of sponsorship is killing the whole thing. Because how are you going to, for instance, we can only see choirs from all these provinces for a competition, yet there's no prize. But at the end of the day, people need that prize because it also covers traveling, the hotels, etc. So I think that issue of the main sport is a serious program. But I think there are new developments. There's this new competition. Let's hope it's gonna turn things around, even provincially.
Yeah. To me?
No, absolutely. I think from what Zugo is saying, it was like that in the past. We used to have a lot of activity because NCF was there. And even, what Sasuke or Tirisan was doing, it was feeding, the community choirs with quality singers. You had this very well-oiled machine where you had very good choristers coming out of schools, going to community choirs, maintaining the standard and the level and even the culture of the choir, and even going out to become even much more better singers themselves in their own individual spaces. So it was definitely, look at from that era, how many singers have come out. I can't tell you about singers from this era who have come out and then they're doing very well. We have Pretty and from there. Even the current ones, we can't say maybe Kayagazi or Cecilia are from this era. They're not from this era. They are from that era where things were still flowing. And we got to understand the importance of developing. And then with us developing there, we're going to get developed products which we can be able to utilize at that particular level, which is needed. So it makes sense.
Zuko, what can we do, man?
So Sophia.
What can we do going forward to build choral music or to sibuyise la flair?
Okay. I also agree with Ukuz again. We looking at that quality that we had at that time. It really helped the choirs. I think that's a starting point. Saskia is around. I think we need to invest more quick singers in Seskolweni. You understand? So that they can go to those choirs and then strengthen those choirs. And then another thing that crossed my mind, I think also choirs themselves, they need to somehow, or choral music lovers, they need to put their heads together and start coming up with something. You know, choirs, if you remember back then, if there's a concert, they will probably charge you 10 rand or 20 rand. But in that concert, that will be collecting money around, people will be singing, there will be games, you know, to try and raise money. I think back then choirs were creative and there was that resilience, you know, we're going to make it, we're going to build this choir, we're going to the competition at all costs, we're going to make it happen.
Yeah,
so I think we also need that commitment from the people, because everyone I believe they love choral music and they are hungry for it, but we also need to back it up with action. You understand?
Yes.
Bring the choir back, organize singers, start doing small concerts. You understand? I think if someone is doing something in KZN, let's copy that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's working. They are doing something good. 4 or 5 people from Eastern Cape need to put something together. Consult the guys in KZN. What are you guys doing? How are you doing it? You understand? Because those guys are doing it. If they are doing it, then it means everyone else can still do it.
Yeah.
You understand? We need to try and reach out to those that are doing well. Because the problem, again, it's not the singers, it's not the conductors. Everyone is there. Administrators are there. We just need 1 or 2 people that can stand up for Inyabo and say, okay, we're going to do this. Because audiences are still there, as I was saying earlier. People are still hungry for music. Even now, I would bump into people, they will ask, hey, what can we do? What are we doing? So people, the appetite is still there. I think it's just a matter of taking that first step, approach the people that are already in motion, that are doing well, and then get advice from them, even assistance if it comes to that matter, to that point, so that we can get going as well, like KZN, as you guys are saying. So I think let's just make the first step. Those that have the will, just take that first step.
Yeah. Suko. Nkosi Zikhali.
Appreciate
It's my pleasure.
Appreciate.
Sharp mfowethu.
Sharp. Sure. Yeah, so
need to work.
Yeah, it's there. It's a universal problem. We are aware of it. I think everyone is aware of it. That's why I'm not disputing any greater events that are happening where we are trying to do things on a national scale.
Yes,
it's a very great thing. We have been hungry for that for a long time, and it has been even an excuse at some point where we do not want to do anything. You say, NCF is not there
because there's nothing.
So now we have something that is established. We will see. Yes, Tiro Mpane.
Let's talk about Tiro Mpane.
Yeah, Tiro Mpane. Tiro Mpane.
Who's Tiro Mpane?
Tiro Mpane is no stranger to choral, and even this particular platform. When we talk about people who have been working very hard to try and revive the art form. I would say a guy who had no business being here.
Okay.
Number 1.
Okay.
He would have taken his money, went and did other ventures.
Start a soccer team.
Soccer team somewhere, get dividends. He said to himself, he wants to contribute to the community in a way that it's going to, be life changing, and why not do it in something that people like to engage in? Is poorly funded, and he said to himself, "I'm going to, use my expertise, my resources, and get the best guys on board, and then put together something that will be able to be not only an example, because he started by building an example of a choir. Let's start there first.
With TCMA.
No, not even there.
With the choir.
He started with his own choir, Bukamoso Chorus, and when when Bukamoso came in, we saw what we always wanted to have in a choir. We always wanted to do this, man. Be able to go anywhere we want, be able to participate, be able to do events, be able to, be this brand. Because Bokamoso Chorus at this time, it's no longer a choir.
Yes.
It's a brand.
It's an institute.
It's an institution. That's what I'm saying. He started everything. He built an example, and then he said to myself, okay, fine, let me go into competitions where I get to take care of the greater community rather than an institution that is serving whatever interest that we would have discussed.
Yes.
He went into TCMA, sponsored TCMA. We have seen now TCMA not becoming a regional competition. It's now national. Even I can say international. Because
are we going to have TCMA and this Tiro Mpane Foundation?
From what I understand, there is nothing touching TCMA.
Oh, all right.
There is nothing touching TCMA because TCMA is TCMA, and I think with the great work that has been done over the years, there is no need for us to dismantle that program and try because what is it going to do? We are now going to establish a national agenda while the regional or groundwork is suffering, which is what the guy was talking about with regards to the decline. We're going to have a national event, but what is happening internally? Where is Hakma?
I don't know.
Where is Hakma?
Maybe he's dead. I don't know where is Hakma.
Who are the champions of Hakma in 2023?
I last heard about Hakma, I think, before COVID on my side. I don't know after then what happened.
2022, if I remember well, Hakma was there.
There was Hakma.
Yeah, Hakma was there. Bokamoso Chorus participated there. I was singing with them at that particular time.
Okay.
And then last year also Hakma was there. Tell me, did you
attend?
Did you know about Hakma?
No, I didn't know. Right. Did you attend?
No, I didn't attend. Because I just heard a week after it has passed that there is a champion at Hakma. How? Hakma? How? So these are the kind of things we need to avoid. Everything that we do, we need to put effort. That was what Zuko was saying. That it's not the chorister's fault, it's not the conductor's fault. But if the individuals in the forefront do not stand up for their region and stand up and say, we are going to do this thing, then we will remain where we are. KZN will keep on doing greater things. What is happening now, which was my conversation on multilateral relations last year, to say that we need to develop better multinational relations, which are beneficial to the organizations and the structures in which we get to extend invites to those organizations too. Because what we are doing now, people would say, hey, a competition, we are calling this particular choirs to come and participate in our competition because it will attract audience. I'm here now today. I can tell you that is not the scenario. That is complete lies. Let's look at TCMA last year. They had one of the best lineup ever.
I'm always saying when Tommy, if you have Kopano Chorus, you have Gauteng Choristers, you have SA Singers, you have Kaizer Chiefs, Sundowns, Orlando Pirates.
You should fill up the hall.
And
what happened? What happened to the hall? What happened to the hall?
Yeah, the hall was empty.
Was empty. So what are we
with
saying?
those choirs?
So we should shift. We should relook at things. It's unfortunate I'm still maybe young at this particular point. I can't move things. But one day I hope I preside over this industry.
Let's talk about Tiro Mpane Foundation
Tiro Mpane
and this
Foundation,
event, and this upcoming event. I hear that they have already started with
absolutely.
with some other things around the provinces.
The competition is well thought out. We were used to NCF, so we are now going to NCE now.
yeah.
And the NCE, or as they refer it, they call it TMF NCE. Because we used to call Old Mutual National Choir Festival. So now we have Tiro Mpane Foundation National, Choir Eisteddfod.
Yes.
And it's divided into two categories when it comes to the regional level participation, according to, because I had to go through and see what the guys have come up with. And we have the basic, standard and large choir setup. The choir limits are still the same as per the previous structure that was used in the NCF, where we would have a limit of 45 and then somewhere, or 48, and then somewhere
we're still going to talk about
60
that.
So large choir and standard choirs, and then what makes it a little bit different, which is the last structure that NCF took. NCF in its last kind of participation mode, it went to this thing where they used to release a list of songs that you can do. And then certain amount of choirs can choose the song a number of times, and not necessarily all of the choirs would go for one song, where we say, this year we are singing Okwal. Then all of us, we must go and learn Okwal. And the choir has no capability to do that song. So right now you have like 20 songs per category.
I saw.
In the standard, and it's operas from what I've gotten here. I don't know what is the plan for the future. Maybe next year it will be oratorios. And maybe that other year we will be looking into spiritual music, where we'll be looking into the more sound intense music we have seen Bukamoso Chorus try to tap into, and they did very well in that. So I'm not sure, I'm just speculating. I'm the weatherman. But with regards to the repertoire, I'm very happy. Very nice songs. Very nice songs.
So we're talking about Western there.
Westerns. Africans. This is the setup that I had. The large choirs on their side will have to choose an accompanied song. And with that particular accompanied song, the composer must be born after 1960.
The composer of the song.
Okay.
But after 1960.
But anyway, I don't think there's so much people who before 1960 have written accompanied music. Anyway, we will speak about Mohapelwa there. We would speak about Mutuba. I think we would speak about Mzilikazi. But Mzilikazi has accompanied music. But it's accompanied music. But even though the accompaniment, I think, was written by other people, because I don't think that accompaniment for...
So what is it saying? Say the composers must
be born after 1960, and the song should be accompanied.
If you're born before 1960 and your song is accompanied,
that song doesn't qualify, because the composer must be 1960 onwards. So we can't count Mzilikazi's music, because Mzilikazi is before 1960. When we talk about his birth. So we can't talk about necessarily anything that is to do with those composers.
Yes.
The Mutubas, the what, those ones, I think standard choirs are going to have fun because what is prescribed for them is that any composer before 1960, before 1960, and then unaccompanied music.
Yeah.
So, but I wish it was vice versa though. That's me though. Because I want this unaccompanied music to go to these ones.
Yes.
These ones.
Yes.
The large choirs.
So the music will be accompanied.
Yes.
It's for large choirs.
For large choirs.
The African.
The African. So, but I don't know, hey? Maybe you can help me. Salas BC, where does he fall?
Accompanied.
Yeah, but like when it comes to birth, though, I'm not sure. And also, I have to find out, because no people are going to have problem. Then because you can't go for because we're going for Nomia, then we're going to go for Matiba, then we're going to go for Begani Tambo. You can't. You can't because now they're excluded from that.
Let's ask Tiro Mpane. Can we ask Tiro?
I don't know. We can find them. Maybe Tiro knows.
This thing before 1960.
Yeah, but I wanted Nomia, to get his biography. To get like when was he born? I forgot. I'm sorry that I forgot. But yeah.
So they are music.
Their music. And
is also prescribed.
No, it's not prescribed. You have to choose your own music.
And this guy is on voice, man.
He's busy.
Some other time.
Yeah, he's occupied. It's Sasuke time. So his music like we know his music.
Yeah.
A game changer.
So music for standard category.
Unaccompanied before 1960.
Okay. There's largely standard.
And then at national, this is where things change.
Yeah.
At national, we're going to
have
okay.
We're talking about provinces.
Yes,
here.
this
music is for provinces.
It's for province.
Only.
This is regional.
Okay.
But I think with whatever song that you would have won and you will be proceeding to national with, it should be from that list of 20 songs. And then I don't know whether they give the alternative for you to change a song because you're going to national.
I don't think so.
Because at NCF it used to happen where we might sing one song now and then at national we feel, hey, this one we did it, we won there. Let's look at this one. And then we go and sing a different song at national and we move even with that one. So
let's talk about competition itself. Is it the continuation of NCF?
I don't want to put it under the shadow of the NCF. I think with its ideology and how it's moving and how it's planned out, it would be incorrect for us.
What is different from NCF?
What is different, I think, is the setup. We do not have because you're position one, then automatically you qualify for a prize. Let's start there first. Because in order for you to get a particular amount from the competition, you need to score within a certain parameter of marks or percentages. Because this is what they say. Regional competitions, if you get 75% to 89%, then you can get a prize of 10,000 rands.
Yeah.
So I think if all choirs nationally achieve this mark, the competition will pay you. The competition will pay. And then if you reach, your platinum performance of 90 plus, and then you qualify for 15,000 rands. And that is what happens at the regionals. And nationals now.
Yeah.
If you've qualified for national, you get to national, you fight there. Position one. I'll start at the standard category.
Yeah.
Position one, 80,000. It's unheard of. 80,000. It's unheard of at the standard level.
Yes.
Maybe I'm wrong. Those who want to debate, it's fine.
Okay.
But it's unheard of.
I want to debate, but let's finish them.
Yeah. We must not talk about when people manage to get enough sponsors. This is done by one foundation.
All right.
Yeah. So it's unheard of. First runner-up, 60.
Okay.
Difference of 20.
Yes,
And the second runner-up, which would be the position 3, would then get 40,000.
Participants?
All other positions will be getting 10,000 rands.
Oh, okay.
You see?
Okay.
So we go to the large category. Winning choir will get 100,000. First runner-up, 80. Second runner-up, 60.
Okay.
All other choirs will get 15,000.
Yeah.
And trophies will go to the top 3 as per usual.
Okay.
And then there is this thing that they do each and every, I won't say week because it depends on the registration, where they will indicate the song being unavailable because now there would be a number of choirs that have chosen that particular song.
So if you choose a song today, you have to report to the committee.
No, there's an online registration.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is a paperless competition. We don't deal with paper here. That's why they didn't even supply scores for that matter. They are nature savvy. They are going green. I like that. They are saving the environment.
Yes.
Yeah, so they made sure that with regards to a registration, it would reduce admin if you have an electronic setup of things.
Yeah.
Where you get to register online, we kept track, and then they have to supply their own scores, which I am available for. Yeah, I'm available for that.
Noted.
Yeah, people will contact me. You know where to find me.
Yeah,
will contact me for any score, transcription, or even sourcing it out. But I'm gonna charge them. I must be honest.
Obvious.
Yeah, I must charge them. But I'm available for all of those things. And from what I heard, 3 choirs in the standard category can choose one song.
Okay.
And the large section, the 2 choirs are allowed to choose that particular song. I wished, but it was going to be a problem. I think they thought it out very well.
Yeah.
Because if then we were going to do it regionally, because you come from Gauteng, then 3 choirs from Gauteng can choose one song, and then what if there are only 3 choirs in Gauteng?
Yes.
Then we won't hear a variety.
What is the criteria that they are using to perform on provincial level?
Criteria as in like what would be the setup when it comes to the performances?
To manage the choirs, because if we start here in Gauteng province, preparing for national, then we'll be having maybe 60 choirs.
Okay.
Yeah. What is the criteria that you're using to cut those choirs so that we can have 20 choirs that are competing to go national?
From what this is me analyzing the information. I haven't asked anyone because I haven't sat down with the guys or the guys that I know and then said to them, explain. But I've read. I think I can read very well. I think it will be on merit basis.
Okay.
Who reaches the national? It's not because if you won in Limpopo and you got position 1 in Limpopo or in there's no Limpopo even for that matter. There are some provinces which are meshed together looking at I think the choir density because some regions do not have many choirs. Gauteng would be central to host certain things. I think they matched the Limpopo and Mbombela or Limpopo and Mpumalanga. We have Swaziland as a standalone. They have Swaziland, we know they have choirs there. I think Lesotho will merge with Free State, also Northern Cape, and all the other regions. Epondweni, even though they say there's a decline, but I know now.
Yeah, they are choirs.
I know now they are busy. I know now they're busy. They're working very hard. So that's what I was getting, because I did also go through the rules and regulations just to see what are they prescribing on that side, to say these are our standards, this is what we say.
Can you go through them? You have?
I do have them, But what is important from all of those rules,
Yeah.
which is very important to others, I think they should work on then making sure that in whatever that they do, you can be a winner in that province, but make sure that your overall mark, when it comes to the overall mark, it needs to be 70 plus for you to qualify to be at the nationals. If you do not reach that particular mark, it's fine. You are a champion wherever. We'll see you next year.
So this province won't be.
If yeah, in some cases, I think we're going to have regions that are not represented.
Yeah.
Yes. But it's fine. At the end of the day, at national, we want absolutely great quality. We must see World War III there, where we must see music being made. We must bring back that image.
I hope we won't experience the thing of Swaziland bullying everyone.
The reason why Swaziland is bullying everyone is because we don't rehearse.
Ne?
We don't. We don't rehearse. I'm telling you now, back in the day when NCF was there, right now, as we're speaking in March, we already knew our notes. Going.
Yes, exactly.
Going.
Yeah, you're right,
and the competition is
right.
going to start there in August. But now,
You're
we
right,
are already
you're right.
working.
You're right. Yeah.
So, people have taken a back seat. We are sitting like this. We wait for a month before competition.
Don't come.
We want to make ourselves opera choruses. That's why we have lost so much quality.
Yeah.
Because we don't rehearse. We don't.
You're right.
It's not a secret. It's not a secret. And I can tell you now, the choirs that are winning are the choirs that are rehearsing. Voices of the Nation is rehearsing, Chief.
Yeah.
Those guys rehearse. I know. I stay next to their campsite.
Is that the permanent conductor of Von?
Who?
That.
I don't know. That is political. I don't know. I don't know what happened last year.
Yeah.
Because we knew Mtongwa as the conductor.
Yeah.
I think we got a shocker when we saw Utata on stage. But
yes.
At the end of the day, music was made. We appreciate it. But
yes.
Yeah, man.
Where is Shushai?
Shushai is working with Bokamoso Chorus from what I saw now.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, Bokamoso can deploy and can acquire any conductor that they need for a particular project.
Yeah.
And he's not immune to working with Bokamoso Chorus.
Okay.
And he has a relationship with the choir. We know him. He's a great musician.
So Voices of the World moved to Bukamos.
I don't know. I think Voice of the World might exist somewhere, but we'll see with its participation whether is it there participating in other events, doing any other thing.
So if it's not in this competition, we know that they joined Bukamos.
I don't want to speculate.
If we don't see them.
Somebody might say, but I don't want to speculate because at the end of the day, I'm going to say, yeah, they've joined there, and then next week I'm in trouble. Bulali quiet, so I don't want to.
Okay.
For now, I'm just going to say safely. We have not seen them being active in a while.
Yeah.
I think the last time we saw them participating.
World Choir.
No.
When?
No, they don't forget that before Bokamoso Chorus came into being, they Voices of the World won a Ligma.
Okay, yeah.
They won Ligma. And then after winning Ligma, they went to. I think the last time I saw Voice of the World participating was Hakma 2022.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, Hakma 2022. That's the last time I would have seen Ushushain. Vestel Mhlope.
Yes.
Umhlobo conducting the choir. And then on other events, he has been gracing us with his presence. Yeah, we call it gracing because it's not just anyone.
Let's go
and this
and he did a great,
I did.
a great example
Yes.
with politics.
Yes.
Politics, you go at the stadium.
But that is what I'm saying.
You're busy there.
That
Then
is what
they're
I'm
dishing you food with
That's
boxes.
why I'm saying
Then
to-
you eat. You go back home.
go back
to
home.
reality.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
at the end of the day, you see choirs come up, they sing. When they win, there are 3 people who are the organizers of the choir who will tell you, hey, we spent how much to sponsor the choir, so we can't give you anything because we need to go and pay debts.
It's true. Like say, okay, fine. James, I answered the question, but I'll go back because now you are touching on something very nice.